Chapter 1. It was a weird morning, around 11 o'clock, a time when people were preparing to go to their workplaces to earn a living and, ultimately, build the nation. It was the time when lawyers carefully checked and arranged their files to assist them in their desk tasks. Teachers prepared themselves to ensure their students understood their lessons, and farmers sharpened their hoes, axes, and machetes to till the land and fight their greatest enemy, hunger. For cart pushers, it was their time to head to the market, hoping for good fortune that day. But for Fikiri, the son of Amzi Mashaka in Kejura region, Bukoba district, in the rural areas, things were completely different. Since exactly 9 o'clock at night, he had been lying awake on the floor, lost in thought about his life and his family. He was losing hope in life after remembering how he had failed his fourth-year exams 2 years ago, scoring a grade 0. He pondered how he could support his younger siblings, being the eldest son in the family, the one they all depended on. He lifted his eyes and stared at the tattered banana leaf roof of their house, its gaps allowing the moonlight to seep through. He remembered the immense suffering they endured whenever it rained at night, as the leaking roof forced them to sleep standing up like people singing the national anthem. It was his right to think about these things because he was the one expected to lift this poor, exhausted, and hopeless family, a family ridiculed by fellow villagers. Fikiri had to think about these things because his father, Amzi Mashaka, had long abandoned his family. His entire life revolved around alcohol, and the small house was all they had. He didn't care what his family would eat or what his wife and children would wear. All he demanded was good food whenever he returned from drinking, often heard saying, "Woman, Mama Fikiri, make sure there's enough meat for me. Don't you know I drank strong liquor yesterday?" Asterisk. Fikiri clenched his fists, wrestling with the enemy called poverty. He muttered to himself, "I am a young man, a man. The Almighty God had a reason for creating me and making me the firstborn. I must fight tooth and nail to bring happiness to my family." Asterisk. As young Fikiri was lost in these thoughts, his mother had already woken up earlier to prepare tea for her husband, who preferred his tea piping hot upon waking. After finishing the tea, Mama Fikiri went to her husband's room to wake him. She opened the creaking door, its groans echoing the weariness of their lives. She called out to him, shaking him gently to wake him. "Baba Fikiri, Baba Fikiri, Baba Fiki." Asterisk. She was cut off by her husband's harsh voice, scolding her. "Woman, what is wrong with you? Why must you be such a nuisance? Waking me up now, don't you know I just went to bed not long ago? I've told you before, you have a wicked spirit. Now you've ruined my beautiful dream. I was dreaming of drinking our Lubisi brew with my friend Chiku. Give me my liquor now." Asterisk. Amzi Mashaka yelled at his wife relentlessly. By then, he had already jumped out of bed, standing and glaring at her with fury, as if he wanted to swallow her whole. The foul stench of alcohol from his mouth assaulted Mama Fikiri's nose. The poor woman remained silent, listening to her husband's tirade like a scolded child. She chose silence because she knew that if she dared respond, she would earn a beating. To avoid giving the neighbors more gossip, she swallowed her words. Amzi Mashaka finally got up, took a water container, splashed water on his face, gargled, spat it out, and then went to the kitchen to drink his tea. Fikiri, his siblings, and their mother also went to the kitchen for their morning tea, each eating a single potato. As soon as Amzi Mashaka tasted the tea, he erupted in anger. Is this tea fit for human consumption? Woman, you disturbed my sleep for this. Tea without even a grain of sugar. I told you, as your husband, you must ensure I drink proper tea. Drinking this is pointless. I might as well go see Amzi Chico and finish the liquor we left yesterday before others drink it all. You and your children can drink this rubbish. Do you think I care? Here, drink it yourself, woman. Asterisk. After his outburst, he stormed inside, grabbed his coat, checked his pockets for his 5-shilling coin, and once satisfied, took his liquor bottle and left to meet his friend Chico at the local bar. Fikiri sat hunched in anger, watching his father's actions. He wanted to say something, but his mother stopped him, urging him to stay calm, otherwise, his father might beat him or even throw a bottle at him. After tea, Fikiri's siblings went to school, while he and his mother carried their worn-out hoes to the farm to prepare the fields for potatoes and cassava. Though famine was their way of fighting hunger, for Fikiri and his mother, it was also where they strategized their family's survival, especially regarding Amzi Mashaka's behavior. That day, Mama Fikiri spoke at length. She raised her eyes and hands to the sky, lamenting as tears streamed down her face. My God, what have I done to deserve this? Why won't you help me out of this pool of suffering? I've been swimming in it for so long, I'm exhausted. Please, reach out your hand and pull me out. You gave me a husband I loved dearly, but he has changed. There's no conversation in our home anymore, just shouting. I beg you, God, help me through the child you blessed me with, so I too can be seen as worthy in society. Everywhere I go, people laugh at my tattered clothes, my worn-out sandals stitched with threads of every color. They mock me because I wear the same kitenge like a military uniform. Please, help me, even if just for a short while before I die. I know you are not at money, a mere man. Asterisk. Fikiri silenced his mother, urging her to be patient, saying, Mother, I beg you to have faith. God will help us, and we will have a better life. Even though I failed my 4th-year exams, I promise you I will fight until I succeed in grasping this unstable life. And I will grasp it, whether it likes it or not. I plan to go to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's biggest city, to fight like a man and support this exhausted family suffering in poverty. Asterisk. He finished speaking, looking at his mother, who seemed comforted by her son's words. Mama Fikiri thought for a moment and then said, My child, those are good plans, but I'm worried about the fare to Dar es Salaam. You know we have no coffee to sell for money. Your father sold it all, and the money disappeared. What shall we do? Asterisk. Mother, don't worry about money. I have a plan. I'll go to the forest to cut firewood and charcoal to sell to local brewers. That way, I'll get enough for my fare and other needs, Fikiri reassured her. His mother was overjoyed. It was as if her son had already reached the city and made money. She hugged him tightly, telling him that God would go before him in his preparations. She begged him not to tell anyone about his plans, fearing that envious villagers who enjoyed seeing them suffer might bewitch him. Fikiri agreed. That evening, After lunch, he began cutting charcoal and firewood, filled with determination to reach Dar es Salaam, a place where he didn't even know a single relative. Before leaving, he had to inform his father, who was already deep in his drinking. Amzi Mashaka responded coldly. Even if you want to live with your mother and siblings, go ahead. I don't see what use you are here anyway, just sleeping in my house without paying rent. Asterisk. The next day, at noon, Mama Fikiri, back from farming, was in the kitchen peeling potatoes when she called her son to discuss something. Fikiri entered, and his mother said, "My child, you're about to embark on this journey far away to seek a better life, right? You must know that people don't like seeing you live to uplift your family. So before you go, we must visit a traditional healer to get protective charms against evil people and witchcraft. I don't think we need to consult the ancestral spirits if we go to the healer for your travel blessings. So tonight, before your father returns from drinking, we'll go to the healer in the next village to cleanse you and remove any curses." Asterisk. Fikiri listened carefully, then nodded in agreement. At 2 in the morning, mother and son arrived at the neighboring village to see the healer known as Kifaru. After receiving the services, they returned home, praising the healer's powerful spirits.